We look at the bank's inaugural Township Informal Economy Report that's just released this very afternoon in South Africa. That's in Soweto. And many of you are probably wondering, yes, we know Soweto, but what does it actually stand for? It actually stands for South Africa's Southwestern Townships. That's what Soweto stands for. And I actually know some who are very disappointed to find out that it's actually just a geographical location, nothing too deep about the name Soweto. So this is where this Township Informal Economy Report was launched earlier on today. Now, Soweto is outside Johannesburg in the Gauteng province. If we take a look at this report, it provides fresh insights into one of South Africa's most dynamic but underserved markets, also a very historic market. The findings reveal that nearly 80% of township businesses remain unregistered. And to delve deeper into this report, we joined this afternoon by Lesiba Matladi, Senior Manager for Enterprise and Supplier Development, Business and Commercial Banking at Standard Bank. Lesiba, good to have you with us. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, and good afternoon, Thami. How are you?
I'm awesome, thank you. And I must say, I was a bit caught up, when we break down the acronym Soweto, because we don't often do that. But talk to us about the environment today at the launch. And for those who may not ever have been to Soweto, but just have heard about it, because of history or because it's so central to South Africa's economy and development, talk to us about the environment, the buzz, the potential, and why Standard Bank chose to launch it there.
Look, I think Soweto was an ideal place because, as we know, the history of this country really stems mostly from Soweto. It's not only the home of Nelson Mandela, but we had businessmen like Maponya who built the Maponya Mall. There is businesses like the Mike Nkuna businesses that are, being developed in Soweto. And we see a lot of other smaller businesses that are very innovative. So when we talk about the Kasi business hub in this country, so we cannot leave out Soweto and many other obviously best townships in South Africa that are also representing. But Soweto was ideal to launch this type of work because we could see both worlds, from the smaller informal businesses, the spaza shops, up to the more developed businesses and developing businesses that need bigger solutions and bigger financing requirements.
Right. So let's delve into the report itself. If you could tell us more about that and how it was actually compiled.
Yeah, so the report came about over a year ago where, Standard Bank was doing a lot of work in the township economy. As you know, we've always been present in the township. We've always done things there, and we heard the plea to say, look, the solution needs to be more relevant to us as the people of Kasi. So we wanted to know exactly what is it that township businesses want, what are their challenges, what are they living, their living experiences, and also the opportunities that are presented in the township. And therefore, we couldn't find anything out there that really spoke in detail around these things that we wanted to find out, and hence we commissioned a report, research into the township economy, spoke to the people, heard their cry, their needs, their challenges, and that's what led to it. It was a journey of about 6 months, more or less, where we really went out, understood in 5 provinces, interviewed township entrepreneurs, and came out with the research that we launched today.
And can you take us through the key takeaways from that report?
I think while we all understand that, the township economy has got a huge potential. Look, I think Stats SA has indicated about a 900 billion rand economy that exists in the township. But we went deeper to understanding. So we surveyed about 250 businesses. And out of that, we understood that they created about 45,000 jobs just amongst the 250,000 businesses. So when you really start talking about the issue of unemployment...
Did you say 250,000 or did you say 250?
250
All right.
businesses.
Okay, great.
Not 250. And they create 45,000 jobs amongst themselves. So that's already indicating you that this is a real economy that's creating real jobs for people. So, they just need a little bit of, support to be able to be seen and heard. Yeah.
And as far as the recommendations made from the report, can you take us through that? What then is the way forward? How do you provide the support? But also maybe on the flip side of that, if you could highlight some of the challenges that township businesses are facing, as well as the recommendations to tackle those too.
Yeah, so one of the recommendations we found, obviously, they need skills and development. So more than access to finance, people are saying we need training, we need coaching, we need mentorship. It was indicated in the report that township businesses have got an inferior relationships with bank. They feel like banks are difficult to approach. So there is obviously a need for us to become a lot more closer to the people. And also, various things that came out around, how do I access this finance without collateral? People being shy to formalize their businesses. That skepticism of saying, if I formalize, there is a tax implication. So one of the speakers on the panel, Nanelzani Mutsumani, mentioned, the issue of people not having access to that knowledge, right? Knowing that, if you are below a certain tax bracket or making a certain level of revenue, you below that revenue level, you don't need to pay tax. So it's not as scary. So, but people don't have that information, and they just even scared to approach relevant people or go where they could get the support. So we want to bring it closer to them.
And how does one access this report?
The report is on BizConnect, on our BizConnect site. If you go to www.standardbank or just type into Google Standard Bank BizConnect site, and then type in the Standard Bank Township Economy Report, you should be able to locate the report.
And what now? These insights have come out, the recommendations have been made. Is Standard Bank going to be positioning itself as that go-to partner for financial partnership for these businesses?
Absolutely. As we've always done, I think we'll continue to form partnerships to be able to solution for businesses in the township. We see huge potential. I mean, we're already doing work, as you would know, our Kasi SME Summit that has just taken place a few months ago, which is a platform which we create to support these businesses. We've got our enterprise and supplier development solutions that are targeted specifically for those businesses that lack access to resources. That speaks to how do we train you and coach you and pair you up with somebody that can hold your hand as you grow into your business. And also our MyMoBiz account. So people are complaining about costs from the research, saying the cost of banking is too high. And our MyMoBiz account is only charging costing 9 rand, and that gives you access to a banker that can advise you and support you and walk the journey with you. So therefore, I think it's just for us to become a lot more closer, cement those relationships. And we are in the background, obviously, building solutions aligned with the research findings that we've just discovered.
Lesiba, Matladi, a great pleasure speaking with you and wishing you all the best as you continue injecting into township economies and township businesses.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Lesiba Matladi. She's a senior manager for enterprise and supplier development, business and commercial banking at Standard Bank. She brings us to exactly 4:57 Central African time as we say bonjour to you.